Merry Christmas! Today, it's the tale of two cats, with one dog who is the moral support for one of the cats that we treated this week.
I'm free from living lies, free from my own deception, headed the right direction. I walk through the fields of mud.
We were getting ready to do some house calls and the phone rang. On the other end of that line was Linda. Linda's got a cat, older, getting skinny, and she went to the vet. And the advice that she got was, you should probably euthanize your cat because he's older and he's 20, what are you gonna do? And as it turns out, Linda is also herself ill. She's actually going through radiation therapy for a type of cancer. And then we got a text from a friend of ours. Her name's Diane. Someone contacted Diane and asked if we could help. I have a cat named Dwayne. I find that I have to wipe Dwayne's eyes at least twice a day and clean under his nose 4 to 5 times a day. He sneezes a lot and has got some coughing as well. I am desperate to find him help. I love him so much. The vets in my area refused a payment plan because I recently lost my job. If you and the doctor could help my cat, I would owe a debt of gratitude for the rest of my life. My cat means the world to me. He helps me overcome my anxiety and builds me up out of my depression. I raised him by hand since the day he was born, and he gave me purpose in a dark time in my life. I love him for that, and he's more a part of me than anything. He makes my world go round, and he completes me. Please help him. If not for me, then do it for him. Okay. Okay, we're there.
Another day.
That is
how beautiful she is.
absolutely stunning. 20? 20, eh?
She stopped eating, and I said, I'm 71, and I sometimes don't eat. Are you going to believe that? He said, well, you know, we could take tests of this and tests of that and do this, but she's 20. Maybe this is her time to let her go. So no.
One of the worst parts of my job is doing a physical exam and then finding something that isn't good, that doesn't match up with that hope. So let's see what happens. So I put my hands down here, and I kind of feel like she's missing some muscle that she should normally have even up here. Okay, when I'm feeling her organs, her abdomen, I'm not feeling what I call a red flag. That's something that, like, I feel it in there and it's not good. I don't feel that for her. There's a number of things that can cause appetite going up, but then body weight kind of like not doing that, or in fact getting skinnier with occasional vomiting. There's a number of things that can do that. Our blood work, we're going to be scanning for a number of different things, including thyroid. So on physical exam, I didn't find any reason to suggest euthanasia for Patches. Next up is blood work. The key to blood work in any cat, especially if you're 20, is to do it in a way that doesn't stress them out. So we take our time. We bring in some compression therapy using the Thunder shirt. Patches' companions are right here, so we've got some moral support. We use the right body language, and we don't overly stretch those joints. We just manipulate her body so we can get the blood sample with the least amount of stress on her. Now, even with all this time and care, it's hard to see, isn't it? I know Linda feels that way, but I also know that she believes that the right thing to do is to try. What did you think about that? That wasn't bad, was it?
Well, I agree with everything.
Yes.
The only reason I want to save her, I don't want her to, you know, put her to sleep. Oh, she's 20. I want more years of her.
I understand.
You know.
I'd want more years for her.
She is sweet.
Hello.
Hello, Linda. It's Dr. Kris calling.
Oh, hi. How are you?
Well, guess what, Linda?
What?
I wanted to say Merry Christmas. We are calling to give you the Christmas present of you being right, not giving up, and that Patches has the diagnosis of hyperthyroidism, just exactly like you thought.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
Oh, that's so relieving, because that is why she does she doesn't gain weight.
Exactly. A cat's thyroid range can be between 10 and 60. Patches was at 143.
Oh my God.
Right? Besides the changes that happen in the body because of high thyroid, everything else looks perfect.
Oh my God, that's a miracle. That's a miracle.
We're gonna show up at your doorstep with some thyroid medication, and we can definitely get started with little Patches there. So,
Oh, that's
you know,
such good news. That's a very Christmas miracle for me because she gets up on the bed and she purrs and then she hits me on the face. She wants me to rub her.
so that was awesome. So Tara went over with some hyperthyroid medication, Tapazole, and it's one of many ways to treat hyperthyroidism. And the number one thing with cats is we think in terms of threes. You try the first, they may ask you to move to a second alternative, and maybe even a third. They're strong individuals, and you've got to match up the treatment to the personality of the cat. So we're going to start it with these tablets, measure a few more things, and see how things go. So next we went to Juan's house. He seemed to be having some trouble making ends meet, and the thought of his cat not being assessed or helped was really hard for him. He wrote to us saying his cat Dwayne played an important part in his life. And you know what? Just look at these two together. So right away with seeing Dwayne, I had a good feeling that this was going to go in a really good way. Poor Dwayne was suffering from a cold. Part of Dwayne's treatment was going to be to apply some eye drops. We wanted to keep his eyes clear and infection-free, bring down some of the inflammation that was bothering him. We showed Juan how to do that, and he looked okay with it. He was relieved to hear that the problem wasn't pneumonia. That was his biggest fear, that his cat was sick down in those lungs and he couldn't do anything about it. Happy to say that Dwayne looked fantastic the following week.
No, just funny. Look at me, I'm so pretty.